Welcome back to the Sims Resource. Today we're going to be doing a holiday home speed build, and it's been a really long time since I've built an entire lot from the ground up, and it was kind of a learning experience because I just haven't done it in so long. And you'll see in a little bit, I try to get fancy with it, and in some places it worked, and in some places it really didn't. I did start with the fancy box principle, which if you've never used that before in building, you just start with a bunch of boxes that kind of connect to each other, and then you kind of just go out from there until you think it looks like a cool house. I learned that from Lil Simsy, and I highly recommend trying it if you're like, these houses don't look very nice. And yeah, as you can see, it's just a lot of grabbing and expanding walls and trying to make things look nicer, with no real rhyme or reason. As you can see with the roofing, I'm just kind of playing with it. This is when I tried to get fancy. I really wanted to do the little windows that kind of peek out the top of the roof, and instead of looking up a tutorial, I just decided I knew how to do this. And I tried about 8 different ways, and it just was not working for me. And maybe they patched it out and there's a different way for me to do it. But regardless, it didn't really work for me. My little cute window spots were really just not in the cards, which is fine, but it's still a little bit disappointing. They would have been really cute, but alas. Maybe my next build I'll actually do that. Maybe I'm gonna get really into building houses again. I don't know, I used to do a ton of house building, and this year I guess I've just been more into room renovations and stuff like that, and just haven't been into the whole, exterior building game. Just because I think it's a lot harder for me naturally. I just don't know how to picture it, though this actually kind of was a fun challenge, so maybe I'll try more of it. Because I actually am really happy with how it turned out, and that never ever happens when I build exteriors. Normally I'm this is awful and I never want to do it again. So the exterior for this house was actually the easy part. The rest of it was actually the hard part, which never happens, ever. So maybe I've been inspired. Maybe I'm going to be an exterior builder from now on. That'd be crazy. Anyway, here I am. I am just adding some windows. I usually try to make them look nice from the outside, and then as I decorate and do stuff on the inside, I end up taking them down or arranging them in different ways, but it's nice to try and do something from the outside, because believe me, I've seen a lot of houses in real life where one entire side of the house doesn't have any windows, and I know that that's just how houses are sometimes, but it always drives me crazy. So these houses are gonna have windows on all the sides. Thank you very much. Okay, so here I'm just getting rid of all the extra walls, and I am kind of dividing out a floor plan. It wasn't super, specified in any particular way. I ended up doing upstairs first because bedrooms are always easier. And then I, as you just saw, got rid of some windows because I wanted to have space for a bathroom without a giant window looking in on it. And here you go. I'm also just adding some arches. I'm a big archway fan for living areas. I just think they make the space feel a lot more open concept, even if there's a big wall between you in the other room. And okay, yeah, so here I am. I'm just adding the banister for the stairs, adjusting some windows. I really wanted to add a master bath, and I just don't think it was in the cards today. There was enough room in theory, but I actually ended up just getting rid of it and making it into a empty closet space because there just wasn't anything to do with it. Oh god, this wallpaper really tested me. Normally I'm someone who starts furnishing first and then actually puts wallpaper up later on in the build. I just think it's easier for me, but I wanted to get funky. I had a bunch of CC wallpapers I wanted to use, and they just were not doing it for me for whatever reason. I couldn't find one that I really liked, and this is exactly why I should have just done what I normally do and just built everything and then finally just put the wallpaper up, but I was really determined for some reason, so this is what we had to work with. I'm using this fireplace, which I think came with Parenthood, and it's probably my favorite fireplace in the game. I use it in every single build because it's kind of small, but it also just looks really nice. It's a very simple little fireplace. And then I dropped the TV over it, and I ended up going through 3 or 4 different couches, I feel just trying to decide which one I wanted to do. There were so many couches, and because this is a holiday house, I was trying to make it holiday themed, but I was also trying to do justice to just making it a playable house that I can use in all seasons. And I think that was a little hard in certain spots. I definitely could have made it more holiday themed, but I also I don't know. I'm just thinking about playability, and I know that if it were super holiday themed, I wouldn't be able to play with it. Though I guess if I really wanted to go all out, I could have made a snowy cabin for the Granite Falls world. I guess that would have worked. Yeah, I guess there were other alternatives. Okay, well, maybe next time. Here we go. I'm just adding some decorative pillows. CC pillows are one of the best additions in this game. They just make every couch like look totally different every single time you use it, and I very much advocate for them. Actually, they also work on beds and chairs. So yeah, CC pillows, for sure, really good thing to use in your game. I ended up adding a wall here because I just thought it was easier to add a desk when it was up against the wall, not like empty under staircase space, just for sim routing problems, because if you know Sims, you know they like to get really confused and just like wander around aimlessly. Yeah, I don't know. This room is like, it turned out kind of like almost like beach Christmas. I don't know how else to say it. Like very like it's so bright that it almost turned out like a beachy Christmassy thing. I guess this lot is on the water in I think Copperdale, and it's a really cool lot. I just I wasn't really sure what I was doing with the holiday theme, I'm gonna be honest, and I think I probably could have done better, but I don't know. I think that a beachy Christmas is also a very valid form of Christmas. Anyway, here I am just doing the kitchen. It was a pretty simple layout. I really didn't make it super complicated because frankly I don't really think Sims kitchens need to be complicated. I think as long as they're functional, you're probably fine. Maybe I've just played a little bit too much rags to riches, but I'm always kind of like, well, I think it looks okay, and my Sims can use it, and that's what matters. So that was kind of my thought process here, is it looks fine, and my Sims can use it. I ended up using a lot more clutter in this living area, which I'm very happy about. I think it adds a lot to just make like the rooms feel like they're actually lived in and not... Sorry. Yeah, that makes the rooms feel like they're not actually lived in, as opposed to like just being, I guess, made by me. Because like obviously I know I made these rooms, but like, you know, I sometimes just want it to be like, oh, like I want it to feel like my Sim like actually picked this out with a purpose in mind. And so yeah, that's always a kind of a part of my build process. Here I ended up making the dining room pink. I didn't go in intending to do that, but it sort of just happened because I was looking for carpets. I picked out that like incredible peachy colored carpet, and I was like, well, I guess that's what we're going with for the entire room. And I actually really like it. Kind of I guess non-traditional dining room, and I'm actually a pretty big fan of it, not gonna lie. Here I'm looking for curtains, and I think I'd eventually just settle on white ones because these windows from Seasons are like my all-time favorite windows to work with, but curtains just don't get along with them. Like, for whatever reason, I don't know. I get very particular about it, and I don't like them, but I guess these work. I like them enough. And yeah, I just put up a big floor-to-ceiling mirror, and now I think I'm just changing up some colors in the room, making sure everything feels holiday enough. And I think now we're gonna do some bedrooms. Oh yeah. I was looking for holiday stuff because I wanted to make sure the bedrooms also had a little bit of a holiday touch to them. It went okay. I don't know. I think the kids' rooms I like didn't want to go too hard because they're kids' rooms, you know? You don't want to over-theme them. And this is kind of when you see me getting rid of the master bathroom because I was like, there's just no way for me to fit a whole Sims bathroom in here without it making like absolutely no sense. And so I didn't. And I just made it a simple bedroom, but I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. It just feels like a very like realistic room in that it seems like cozy and like a real place where people like live and sleep and like can relax at nighttime. And so yeah, I don't know. I really like this painting of the boat that I found too. It's a CC painting, and I think it's just really cool. Matches the wallpaper I decided to put up. And here I am just putting up some books, and yeah, now we're in one of the kids' rooms. I really wanted to put a rocking chair in here, and I'm really happy I did. I think rocking chairs are so cute, especially for like toddler or infant rooms. So adorable. But even in kids' rooms, they're just really cute because like I think the parents can still sit and read books to the kids in them, if I'm not mistaken. So that's always fun. And then I'm putting up a painting. I ended up putting up a snowy barn. And so I think that was my little holiday touch, along with just all the green. And in this room, I actually used this wall decoration that's like a big Christmas tree. And I kind of went with a neutral theme. I don't know. I feel like neutrals can seem kind of sterile when it comes to kids stuff, but I feel like if you kind of warm it up a little bit and make it seem very intentionally outdoorsy, it can look a lot cuter and it doesn't feel as like sad, I guess. And yeah, I put up some kids posters, and now I'm just going to do some really quick exterior. I just made the house red. I love a red house, and I think that is very fitting for the holidays. And here I am, I'm just adding some fencing and stuff, and Also adding a couple trees. I think I put a big evergreen out front because I really wanted to embrace the season. And I'm also just putting down the front walk and moving the mailbox. So we're almost done. I'm also just gonna throw stuff into the bathrooms. It's really quick, as I think it's the same stuff in all the bathrooms. It's not super stylized, but you know, bathrooms are pretty simple in this game, at least for me. So these didn't take super long, and I think we're gonna be onto the screenshots. I actually had to fast forward a couple days in game to get to the winter, but I'm so happy I did. Look how cute they are. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna see you next time. Bye!